Awesome. And it's the only one left. I was very surprised.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It is cool.
Okay. Yeah, hi. This is Jim and Sharon with Drive to Ride, and we are in Arizona where we're spending the winter this year. And we have recently been to one of the most interesting, if not the most interesting, museum we've ever been to. Located in Sahuarita, Arizona, which is just south of Tucson, is the Titan II Missile Museum. This is a missile complex from the 60s that is complete, except for the missile, and intact, and they allow you to go through it. What did you think about it?
Awesome. And it's the only one left. I was very surprised. As we grew up, we were in the Cold War. We knew what it was, duck and cover, in our schools, and so it was very real to us to know about the Cold War missiles.
Yeah. As Sharon said, this is the only one left. They've destroyed all the others at the back in the 80s, I guess it was. And this is really something to go through this and see all of the intact control systems. There is a training missile that's in there that's in the silo now. But to be able to see it and walk through it and listen to the docent as they explain everything to us. So we've taken some video. Now this was video in the middle of a tour with a bunch of other people, and so the photography isn't necessarily what we would have liked otherwise, but this is what we got. I think you're going to find it really interesting, and if you're ever in this area, we highly recommend it. So we're going to pick up the tour. As we're going into the building, we'll go through a classroom, kind of an introduction, and then we'll go outside where we meet the docent who's going to take us through the silo, and then we get to go down into the silo itself.
So come along for the ride.
Yeah, you'll enjoy it. Thanks.
Ladies and gentlemen, morning. Welcome to the Titan II Missile Museum. This weapon system came online in the early 60s and went offline in the mid to late 80s. We had 54 missile complexes, 18 in Arkansas, 18 in Kansas, and 18 here in Arizona. The only one that's left is this one right here. All the others have been destroyed. This one still belongs to the United States Air Force. It's on loan to us at the Aerospace Museum. It's inactive for sure. 4 to 6 foot of the best concrete ever made. In fact, I don't know if they ever made concrete any better than this. As old as there's not a crack or a seam in this complex. It was all a continuous pour. Once they started pouring concrete, they kept right on going until it was done. And it's got rebar in it. It's from the size of my thumb to the size of my wrist. And it's three-dimensional, welded together. So it's not moving any. And things that they put in tolerance of a 1/4 inch are still a tolerance of a 1/4 inch on it. They'll explain that to you with the blast doors. If you look over in the picture that's in the middle, that'll give you kind of an orientation of what you're going to be doing. You'll be going down through the center, the square thing there with the steps, down to the blast doors, through the blast doors, and another set of blast doors, and then you turn left in the tunnel and you end up in the command and control center. That's where the crew sat. That's where they worked. That center portion of the dome. The upper portion was a semi-living quarters and cooking facilities because they were there 24 hours, so they had to eat. And then the lower level is equipment. You don't get to either one of those, just in the main one. Then after the briefing in the control center, which is the longest part of the tour, we'll go back through the tunnel to the missile.
My name is Jerry, and I'll be your docent for today. Welcome to Titan. This is a true one-of-a-kind experience, you might say. When the crew would come out from Davis-Monthan Air Force Base, they would come to this gate over here, push a button, and the gate, people down in Launch Control Center would unlock the gate. The crew would move the gate over, come in, shut the gate, and then drive their vehicle over here to the entry to the entrance door over here. At that point, they would go downstairs. The first level, there was a phone. The commander would pick up that phone, read in a code that was given to him, and they would allow access into the silo chambers there. They had a 3-minute window that they had to arrive there. If they didn't arrive, something may have been wrong. They would call the security police, probably in a Jeep like that. There were a bunch of them within this area, because remember, we had 18 sites. We had a number of security police around the areas. They would come out and find out what the problem was. Same thing if we had somebody come out, and we can see the 4 tipsy radar antennas around the silo. Or actually 8, there's 2 on each corner. And if anybody penetrated that tipsy beam, alarm would go off down in the launch control. Again, they would call the security police to come out and find out what's going on. Another reason they would call the security is over here we have the tipsies, and that's protecting the air supply. Extremely important for the crew down there. If somebody got tampered with the air supply, it could be a serious problem. So if they got an alarm for the tipsies here, they could close the door down there for the air supply. Now, if you look at this tower with the crow's nest up there, it's kind of funny. Last tour we had a raven up there, so I couldn't call it a crow's nest. But anyways, that tower is 50 feet tall. The missile is 103 feet tall, so that gives you some idea of the size of the missile. The silo itself is 148 feet deep. Those of you with the elevator, Marge will take you down. The rest of you, please follow me. And be careful of the steps down here. There's a step up and a step down. And if you are over 6 feet, you do need your hard hat. Hold the door, make sure everybody holds it. This is the 6,000-pound door that they had to open 3 times, because there's 2 doors on each side of the, as we get inside here. Right over there. Area here. This is a 3-story facility here. Upstairs is the bedroom facility, the sleeping facility, the kitchen, and the bathroom. Down below is all the equipment you need to run this control center, this launch control center. This whole 3 stories is suspended by these springs. There's 8 of them around here. You can see them back there and over there. It's suspended, so if we did have a blast close by, not a direct hit, if we had a direct hit, it's all over. But if we had a blast nearby, you'd actually see vibration. Red safe obviously means something serious. The contents of this safe are the emergency war orders. There are 2 locks on this safe. One belongs to the commander, one belongs to the deputy commander. When they change shifts, they come in, the crew that is down here will remove their locks. They'll open the safe, make sure all the keys, all the necessary items are in that safe. The new crew puts on their locks. All the antennas that you saw upstairs are tied here and are operated by the deputy commander. So we had to have a backup. So we had a generator, 500 kV generator in the silo that would pick up if we ever lost power here. So the other things here, this is where the 2 enlisted men that were assigned to the team. They would operate, they could run various programs to check out subsystems on the missile here. Go.
Okay, 3, 2, 1, turn. Thank you.
I'll hold it,
Okay.
hold it, hold it,
Whoops. Okay.
don't let go.
Okay, the batteries are now being filled with fluid to take over. It takes 28 seconds for those batteries to be ready to operate. So now we have launch enable. There's no turning back. That missile's going. Nothing we can do to stop it. Nothing the president can do to stop it. We started the sequence and it's going to happen. Get it signal. And that means that the doors have just gone through the tipsies. So that means the missile, the silo doors are now open. The computer, the batteries are fully charged. The computer is operating on. We have fire down in the silo. What that fire is the engine starting up. And what does it say down here? The last light on the end. Okay, we've launched our missile. Our missile is going. We don't know where it's going because that's top secret. We'll never know where it's going. Your job is done.
Yes, it is.
Wouldn't want the job.
No. That's for sure.
Nope.
No. Yeah.
Concert filming it.
This missile you see here never had fuel in it. This was the training missile that was located at Shepherd Air Force Base in Texas. That's why the true fuel.
I can see why they make this height. It's out in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah.
All the time. Never had this fuel on it. The Titan 1, the Atlas was down below, but they weren't launched from a silo, they were brought up. Then they
Well, there's the engines I talked about.
So there. I think you put it right on there.
Put your phone right on it, because then you're not going to get them.
Yeah.
You don't get a choice of your picture, but there's not a lot of reflection.
Yeah, you'll get some scratches. This stuff's pretty scratched.
That's all right.
You know, probably enough to see it.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It is cool.
Okay, so we hope you enjoyed that tour of the Titan II missile complex. So what did you think?
I wouldn't want that job. It would have been really hard to have to someday turn that key and to realize you may have ended the world. But thank the Lord, it worked. We never had to use it, and so it did keep peace in our lifetime.
Yeah. Yeah, one of the messages that we got repeatedly through the tour was that this was a very successful program. It achieved what it was intended to do, and that was to actually prevent nuclear war by being strong enough to deter anyone who might want to start one. So yeah, it was a very sobering thing to sit there and listen to the simulated launch of this and realize that when it was over with, the crew had completed their job, but they may not have a world to come back up to the surface for. So it was pretty sobering. Anyway, it was a very interesting tour, and we hope you enjoyed it.
Yes, thanks for watching.
Yeah. So if you like this kind of content, we'd appreciate a thumbs up, and a subscribe. We're a small channel, and we enjoy putting this stuff together, both for posterity, our friends, but it would help if we had some more subscribers. So please do if you like this kind of thing. So having said that, thanks a lot. We'll see you again next time.
Bye.
Howdy, partner. Now you come along for the ride, and you come and subscribe, and, you know, thumbs up, hit that bell.
Take one. Okay. Yeah, hi.
I wouldn't want the job.
Thumbs up. Yeah, like that. And